everybody. This is Marcus Haley with SI Implants. I'm the SI implant guy. We're here to talk to you guys about another division of our company called SI Biologics, which is a advanced bone grafting line. Simply Implants is always trying to stay ahead and trying to do cutting edge stuff to bring to the dentistry field. I have here with me my boy, Dr. Calvin Brown, who knows a lot about this stuff because pretty much when we get to the SI Biologics, this is above my pay grade. So I digress to the esteemed Dr. Calvin Brown. Now, Dr. Calvin Brown, what is this division, this new branch called SI Biologics?
All SI Biologics is the company's tissue grafting line. All right. And tissue grafting meaning that we have ALLOGRAFT or bone powder, we have putty, we soon be offering membranes, and we also have our advanced line that includes SI Power and SI Force.
Oh, awesome. So basically this stuff can be used to help with osseointegration.
Yes. Now, primary what our materials are used for is you can use, particularly from our ALLOGRAFT line, of course, the doctors know you can use it for extractions, you can use it all around implants, you can use it for sinus lift procedures, anything else that specialists may choose to use traditional ALLOGRAFT or bone grafting materials for.
Now, just to be clear, bone grafting is being widely used in dentistry and has been used for a long time. So what you guys have here is something that's far more advanced that we're going to get into and talk to.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Yes, we will.
Perfect. So let's talk about that. All right, Calvin, thank you for that information. Now, I'm going to dive further into this. Let's see, we got my little mouse here. So I'm going to play fake school teacher. This is my little board here. So we have this ALLOGRAFT, which is part of the SI Biologics. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you explain to me what ALLOGRAFT is?
All ALLOGRAFT is basically just bone grafting material that anybody that does a lot of implants or surgeries is something to use. ALLOGRAFT for bone powder. All right, you use it basically around you can use extraction sites. Okay. You can use it if you're doing any sinus lift procedures. You can do it to fill space around implants. We also have actually a putty type of mix too, because some docs they don't mind using powder, some like to use putty. So really, in a sense, they're both used for the same thing. It just basically is a doctor's preference.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So now, looking up here, one of the things that jumps out at me is the price point. So let's talk a little bit about that. What's an average price point? I mean, these are, I don't know all of the price points myself per se, but are these considered, competitive?
Yeah. Let me say something this about you, Marcus. You're going to see 3 different types of materials on up here, okay? Mm-hmm. Some of that actually for, in a sense, is for doctors' preferences, because we actually have a premium blend mix, all right, and we have a couple of other types of mixes, okay. All right? So some doctors, depending on how they're trained, some may like an ALLOGRAFT that may be mineralized or demineralized. That's really up to the doctor. We just offer them choices. But one of the things, in a sense, after doing dentistry for almost 23 years and surgery for almost 20 years, is one of the things that jumped out for me as a company was the pricing, all right? Because a lot of times if you buy this material, just from what I'm seeing right here, it's going to be double, sometimes triple that. So wow. If you're in your office and you're doing these procedures all the time, so that our material is FDA approved. It's part of the American Association of Tissue Banks. So this is not rat bone, cow bone, none of those type of things. This is the bone that many doctors use. Okay.
So you ain't getting some weird ass bone, some counterfeit bone where it's gonna be in your socket and you grow an extra jawbone. Everything's cool.
That's right. And so the thing is, it really jumped out to me in a sense as far as the price. All right, because one of the things that I sometimes run into is when you come into different companies and they offer you these materials and you look at the prices, well, because most of the prices tend to be double, triple that, you're thinking that everybody's pretty much the same. Well, this is basically what I get. But when I got involved with SI, and then I started seeing that you're offering the same materials, but for sometimes half to a third of the price, that really is what blew me away. Because the thing that I like in a sense in dentistry or in any profession is showing me something that's just as good, high quality, and can be less expensive. And that's just not dentistry, that's just in business in general. And that's one of the things that impresses me about SI Biologics, ALLOGRAFT line.
So let's dive deeper into this, shall we? We got here advanced bone graft. Now this is some stuff that's basically that you guys are getting on the front line with, and definitely stepping, outside the realm, which I call fringe, medicine, if you will. What is advanced bone grafts?
See, the advanced bone graft line in a sense is this. Remember, you may have said something before if we haven't. We talked about how come you cannot save stem cells, okay? Well, our advanced line is based off of stem cell technology. You can use this, okay? And that's in a sense, that's something that's different, and not everybody's doing that. And see, in part in being involved with our advanced line is that your office will have to be registered. You fill out a registration form because we essentially have to prove you, because we want to make sure that this material is being used properly. When the cells come to your office, they come cryopreserved, all right, in minus 40 degrees Celsius, okay? There will be some docs out there, particularly in other fields, because this is already right now being used in orthopedics, in orthopedic medicine, okay? An implant is based off orthopedics. Our stem cell line, which orthopedic surgeons are starting or have been using, is something now that SI is bringing to dentistry.
Now, if I can back you up here,
sure.
Doc. Now, you're saying it's cryopreserved.
Yes.
Now, why does this, these amniotic fluids have to be cryopreserved? What does that do?
Basically, you just want to make sure that the cells are alive when you get to your office. Okay.
So they're actually live cells.
Absolutely.
So what is the percentage of live cells that are in this?
It's been verified that the percentage is anywhere from approximately 75 to 80% live stem cells.
Wow. So that's got to be good. I don't know, but in my opinion, that's got to be good.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. The reason why I say in a sense 75 to 80%, because again, you will see ads where somebody might come and say, well, those cells aren't really alive. Those cells are all dead. All right. Well, our supplier and the people that we work with, we're actually able to verify through certain tests what we call the viability of those cells. All right.
Wow.
And so for every 1 milliliter of stem cell fluid that we have, there's approximately 1 million cells. And of that 1 million, 75 to 80% of those cells are alive. And that's actually a very, very good thing.
Wow. So basically, you guys are trying to achieve maximum integration at the surgical site.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So let's go ahead and keep going here. Right here we have SI force and SI power. So what's the difference between these two? Okay. So what is SI force? Okay. What is this stuff?
So SI force, that is our stem cells.
Okay.
And so what happens is, again, so see up there, it's based on stem cell technology. Yeah. Now, one of the most important things about the whole thing right there is that it is based on amniotic fluid, okay? Wow. So we stay away from any of the politically charged stuff of embryonic. No, none of those type of things. This is amniotic fluid that comes from healthy mothers, and it goes through numerous tests. But see, one of the things that's important about SI is the fact that, in a sense of doing this, is through viability, we're actually able to show that when you use this product, it's going to basically be, it's supercharged, okay? It's already been proven. It is the live stuff. It is the good stuff.
Awesome. So now I'm going to ask, so that's your SI force.
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about SI power. So we're going to find out what SI power is. What is SI power?
So think about it like this. When I was just saying earlier, that we have our putty and we have our ALLOGRAFT or bone powder. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, the difference with SI power right here is it comes in basically a couple of different sizes, all right? And it comes, it's 100% demineralized, we call trabecular cancellous bone, okay. All right? Now, there's some technology, some proprietary technology in a way that is actually put together, but when you take it out the package, and if you squeeze it, it's rock solid. It's hard. Okay. It kind of looks like a little block that has like a little space in it, like a little honeycomb. Okay. So what happens is, when you inject it with our SI force or our stem cells, what happens is that as it becomes soaked, it actually expands some 30% larger than what it is. So it's very, very easy to place, let's say, into an extraction socket. It's also very, very easy to press around an implant to try to maintain space. And so the honeycomb nature of its appearance is actually perfect because those stem cells, when they get on into that with our placement system, this cube, which expands, is going to also be loaded with stem cells. And again, SI power has already been used, of course it may be a different name, in orthopedics. So
this is proven?
Yes, this is already proven. It's been used for years. Surgeons use this all the time. Is that one of the things I like about SI is you're thinking in terms of like physicians and like surgeons, we are now applying this to dentistry.
Wow, that's pretty impressive right there, folks. That is really impressive. So just to give a brief rundown of what we had just talked about here, basically what this is an advanced sponge that basically you guys have perfected a fluid, a amniotic fluid that you're going to inject to the sponge, which is going to expand it 30% of its size, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, this will be put into a surgical socket and it will help to speed up the healing process of the natural bone in the body.
Absolutely.
That's pretty crazy, man. That's pretty crazy. So now, where can all of our people, where can they register to get this, especially if you wanted to actually be a provider of this amazing technology? Where can you get it? How do you do that?
Well, first you're going to have to fill out, you're going to have to be registered. You have to go through an application process because this is not for everybody. So we want to simply make sure that if you are doing enough of these types of procedures, we can then say that, you know what, we think this is something that you can actually use. All right? And then the otherwise thing that I would say is contact you, the implant guy.
Well, you got to contact me, I guess. I am the implant guy. So this is another branch that Simply Implants has added to their war chest. I'm telling you, people, this company is striving to do things to the best of their ability to actually help, the dental industry. I am happy to be a part of it. I thank you for tuning in. This is me. This is my partner, Dr. Calvin Brown. We are the SI Implant Guys.